Okay. So, fixed a typo. There was in fact a typo. So yeah, now it makes more sense. Taking forever. Ha! Yeah. Yeah, the alignment checks are quite complicated. There, finally done loading. Well, done everything but the Copernicus part of loading. Okay. Let's try this again. As Firm said, it's probably going to be T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 scrub. Where's this? Okay, you have a much more reasonable cost. Oh, I wonder what the height limits for this pad are. 20 meters. All right. Alright, this is fairly cheap. I guess they should be on the 45s. So that the gas generator exhaust can go somewhere. All right, how tall is this? 21 meters. I don't really have... I can't really shorten that. I guess what I'll do is this. Because it won't need tooling. Alright, and let's put it inside that since it's just empty space. Alright. 20.2 meters. So let's bring these back up a little bit. But the mass is too much. All right. Man, that's annoying. All right, I guess we put that back. Not quite. All right. So this will be our new sounding rocket, and boy, it will go high. I don't think it will get to 5. I think it will get to, like, you know, H minus 6 hours at most. This should not, yeah, it's cheap. Cheap at the price. All right. Nothing untooled here as far as I know. Oh. What? How are they not tooled? That's weird. Please tell me I wasn't launching all those. Oh, if that's not tooled, then I'll just put a tank up on top. We'll just make this like conic. Goodbye. 1.6, what is this? 1.638. Okay. All right. And we'll go ahead and tool this. All right. Now this is fairly cheap to manufacture, which implies that all those times I was launching the other things, the fairings probably weren't tooled. Oh, no, I guess they were because the fairing base was expensive. So, but this will do. The beagle stick. I thought I had that fairing size tooled, but this was still cheaper over like 4 or 5 flights. So we'll just do this. We need that pad. All right, let's get to researching this thing. The cheap team. All right, so it'll take about 40 days to research at the slow rate, so let's do that. I also need to research this. And I'll need to research this. Okay. Yeah, we'll use this to fly the sounding rocket difficult things. This does have it, yeah. And I said it would take, it's 68 DU. So it'll be about 30 days. Actually. Yeah, 36 days. Okay, so we still get to fly a few of our old things meanwhile. I guess 6 more of them while we wait for R&D to increase. Yeah, the pad will always be on. So we'll only fly a few of them before the pad comes online, and then we can fly the whole stack. That's the cheap one. Yeah, see that we can do with the new thing easily. I want a higher paying one than that. That's better. Okay. So much for that. That's cute. That's very cute. Up we go. Click, click, back. That was 2, so we have 4 more to go. No, that's wrong. We have 2 more to go. That's a contract I like to see. $170 is doable. Okay, here we go for 170. Seconds. There we go. And one more. I will accept that. All right, now we're making the money hand over fist. Launchpad, still 62 days of that. Hello. Welcome all. This needs to go up to like 150. Yeah, we made like $50 million just from grinding out a few more of these. Night, LGG. X. Okay, that's done. All right, now let's launch the horrific abomination that is the Beagle Stick. So, difficult. Yes, we can do that. Assuming we don't have an engine failure. But they build fast enough that we'll be okay. Okay. Here we go. Hello. All right. So how are we doing for data? 2500 DU. Good. Now, let's hope this works. Thrust to weight ratio is quite high. So here we go. First test of the LR-79. Should have put more trim on, I guess. Man, that is pumping out the Delta V. We're going high. All right. Well, that's going to be a new altitude record for a space program. And how much data did we get? 268. It's about 270 units. A real flight would have been more like 600-700 because we only burned for a minute instead of 245. Yeah, the current mission is I just unlocked the R-79, which is the engine used in Thor, and then Thor Delta, and then Delta, and in modified form on Saturn 1. And I need to make it more reliable. Speed record of 3 kilometers a second. How high do we have to get? 253 kilometers. All right, we just did that. I'll get the altitude records later. Yep. I mean, I'm me, so it would be RO. $312, we can do that. How much is that paying? Quite a lot. Thank you for funding my booster program. How are we doing on the pad? 45 days until the pad is done. Only 9 days till avionics prototypes are done. We're really limited by the pad. I should have taken first satellite way earlier because I didn't realize the pad would take so long. I guess I could spend some money on upgrades, but not really. I just don't want to bother. I mean, to be fair, RP-1 is not your grandfather's career mode. We have training for pilots, we have tooling requirements, we have maintenance, we have a tech tree that looks nothing like stocks, we have a milestone system for contract progression. It's quite different. All right, let's try full half over. Light them up. And abject failure. Oh yeah, and the whole rockets take time to build thing. That's really important. It's basically literally everything we've added to RP-1 involves making you plan what you're doing before you do it. All right, let's try this again. Set the trim. Up we go. I wish it wouldn't ball like that, but oh well. It's called Beagle Stick because the actual launch vehicle is called the Beagle, and this looks like a stick. You know, like Ares 1, only prettier. Fair point. Yes, in that sense, it is your grandfather's career mode. All right. We have to get up to like 300 kilometers. Okay. Yeah, see, for example, this time I'll remember to do it while we're here. This is the tech tree. Very nice and neatly organized. So I really need like 17 science to get a useful probe core. Anywho, let's go ahead and duplicate this again. We'll gradually get data in this engine and then just in time to upgrade the engine. The launch pad was almost done. What? They reset? You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, something in that contract generation reset. Because it's no longer actually giving me interesting contracts. Well, I guess we'll just do this then, because it's the only thing that pays decently. That was weird. That was super weird. All right, so let's scrap this. And we need to test the AJ-10. I guess we'll use this as a base. And we'll put 2 in. Actually, maybe we can get away with 4, which will be expensive, but a quick way to test things. Tank 1 HP. Still way too long a burn time. So I guess what we'll do instead is we'll get the tank from our old bumper, which was a shorter tank. And we'll use a different launch clamp. Oops, needs to be highly pressurized. Alright, that's still too much. What is the reliability of this thing? Current reliability, 460 seconds MTBF. That's, oh, but I think that's not taking the flight data into account. Maybe it is? No. Yeah, it is. So that's just shy of 8 minutes. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't think there's anything untooled on this. No, there's not. Okay, it's just expensive. Okay. Yeah, this is hellaciously expensive, but it'll get us data fast. And I don't have anything tooled that's the appropriate diameter. So, whatever. Yeah, so we'll fly a couple of those just to build up upper stage data, so that when the launch pad comes available, we will be able to take advantage of it. $18 days. Okay, I think I have to get to what, like 500 kilometers? Let's see exactly what this says. 480. That's fine. Well, you have to tool a part or it will cost an awful lot and therefore take an awful long time to build. So, basically, you set up the dimensions you want, and then you right-click and choose Tool. And then you'll pay a lot of money to set up a factory to make that part. And then you'll be able to make that part for cheap. Think of it like entry costs for procedural parts. Normally the entry cost you pay is the tooling of the part, but if it's a procedural part, then you have to pay the entry cost for every size you select for it. Unless it's close enough to a size you've already had. All right, let's go all the way up. Okay. We got the record. And we got the contract. Okay, let's see if these became saner. Nope, they're still nuts. No idea why they got reset to stupidity. But, alright, I'll just take one of those. And I think we can afford to... no, actually, I'll keep things in reserve for all the new tooling. So let's launch this and see how it goes. Hey, Garlic. It comes from FASA. All right, so let's set up some roll. I think probably about there, because we actually have gimbals now that are outside. They're not just using jet fans. Oh, our thrust weight ratio is crappy. So hopefully we stay steady. Let's go. What's our data like? Starting at... Alright, so we actually have a fair amount of data with these things. Uh-oh. Had a failure right off the bat. Okay. Well, that's one way to do it. So we'll try this again. I'll duplicate it once more just in case we need to fulfill the contract somehow. But I think we'll... Yep, the pad is done. So we'll be able to do our orbital launch. Convenient timing, because I have just about enough time to do that before I have to go to bed. Let's try this again. Nope. So effectively it has a 20% failure to ignite rate. All right. Well, I guess meanwhile we'll start the real thing building. Where's the early one? That looks more like it. Yep. That looks correct to me. Okay, so first of all, let's so we need some avionics units. $11.5 million. Guidance early, another $3 million. And Sputnik is now dirt cheap. So we will use Sputnik. That will be our root part. All right, that requires return, so we're not going to deal with that. So there is the Geiger roller tube. I think that's the only biome thing. Oh, we don't have micrometeorite. I guess that comes next. Oh well. We'll at least get a fair amount of science from this. Comms. Let's get some antennas. Let's make this slightly more compact. Okay. Now, I believe... Alright, so we need tank 3. Ooh, I could use balloon tanks, but I'm not going to. $25 million. So, highly pressurized. This is going to be unfairly expensive. Fillet. Cylinder. Let's get inside the antennas. Okay. That looks a bit... Okay. 2-foot diameter tank. Huh. I never unlocked that. I wonder why it says I can switch to it. Oh, because the AJ10 requires it. That's why I can switch to it, of course. Okay. That's a fair amount of delta V. That is indeed a fair amount of delta V. I'm not sure we need that much. Let's go for a minute. Now let's merge in the rest of this thing. Okay. Now we need a reasonable fairing. So let's get the one from the ComSat. That's a rather large fairing. But I see no reason to not go with it. No, I think a medium height fairing would be fine. Let's see if I can find an actually reasonable fairing for this thing. Nope, that's the... Yeah, it's because my idea was... Yeah, we'll just make this fairing. It's fine. 9.2. That's fine. That gives us plenty of clearance. All right, so let's look at the burn time on that is fine. Now, what parts do we have in this that we shouldn't be using? This is tank 3 HP. It's fine. I'm pretty sure I've unlocked that fairing base. Yes. Okay. And I've unlocked that. I've unlocked the boat tail. So okay. Now comes the tooling. Note that we have quite a lot of delta V here. Rather more than we need. It is therefore tempting to consider what the delta V for that would look like. Just shy of orbital velocity. However, this might get into high space, which would be kind of cool. So I'm going to bring other instruments along. Because it is entirely possible it will get into high space. Now that looks a little high. Still looks a little high. That looks better. All right, well, I'll be spinning anyway, who cares? All right, so let's go ahead and start tooling some stuff. 4.4 million for the kick stage. Now for the fun part. So this is 1.41. So I think this needs to go up to 4.8. No, 4.6. Yes, and now it goes back to 4.1. And now this should be cheap to tool. Yes. Okay. And this should be cheap to tool. Yes. Tool those. Can we? All right. Cool. Okay, however, this needs to be tooled, and it's going to be expensive. And these things. All right. Okay, now let's do the same trick down here. This is, bottom is, let's see. So we want 2.4384. Which means that we want to be halfway in between. So 2.43 and 2.25, that's 8. So 0.04. 2.39. Yeah, that's expensive. Okay. This now, however, should be cheap to tool. No, it's not. Why is it? Why is it being expensive? Okay, now it's being cheap. Okay. That was weird. All right, well, I guess that's what we'll have to do. Okay. That's done. And let's purchase this tooling, which is cheap. And lastly, these. Why does it? Ugh. Okay, still doesn't need tooling. This thing, 2.438. Okay. Why is the top wrong? That confuses me greatly. Oh, no, it's actually correct. Let's turn. There, now it's looking correct. So what haven't I tooled yet? Clearly I haven't tooled something. Oh, I didn't tool these. Okay, so I didn't tool this. And tank 3, 2.282 by 0.5 meters. Ah, I bet it's this now. Yep. Yep. Okay. That was what it was. Now we have an orbital launch vehicle, finally. Hello. We're building my first orbital launch vehicle in this campaign. So let's check staging, because we took it all apart. That's wrong. Yeah, so we're going to hot stage. All right. And we are at 44 tons. That sounds about right. Okay, let's go ahead and build it. Yeah, it is indeed almost enough to go lunar. But tragically not quite. So we have this last attempt. Because we have this contract. 70 kilometers with some... All right, let's hope this one works. Because if not, we'll just build some crappy small rocket to get it. Or I'll build one of those bumpers. Good old bumpers. We just have to get to 70 kilometers. It's not that hard, guys. Oh, come on. Really? Again? Ah, we must be in the cloud bank. Or something. There we go. Uh-oh. Lost another one. Yeah, I don't think we'll make it. So many failures. Good God. Oh, it's because they're over the burn time. That's why. Yep. They're well over their rated burn time. Let's watch the failure. Momentary failure. Yeah. 200 seconds MTBF. Yeah, it's because they were burning too long. I was wondering why we were getting so many failures. Oh, come on. You can do it. You can... Ah, it almost made it over. It came so close to making it over 70. That was ridiculous. That was beyond ridiculous. But we got an awful lot of data. So much for AJ10s. All right, which means that we have to build a bumper B just to be able to complete that contract. Look at how much flight data there is now. It's hilarious. Bumper sounding B. Wow, yeah, all that time these fairings were untooled, so I probably wasted like at least 50,000 or something on them because I flew so many. That would explain why they weren't tooled on the other thing. Yeah, I was wondering why it was so expensive, and it was because the fairings were untooled. That's my mistake. All right, let's just launch this thing and be done with it. And then we can go for orbit, and I can go to bed. Yeah, this thing just has to get to 70 kilometers. Let's at least do that. It's basically all of RP-0's required stuff. If you find my old RP-0 camp, like the Racing to Space thing or Glorious Soviet Space Program or Tech Tree Testing, that has a mod list. And that's still basically current. All right, finally. Now let's go for orbit. This took way longer than I thought it would. Also the fact that we still have 60,000, which I'm going to want to upgrade the tracking station soon, so just as well, because it costs, oh my goodness, it costs a lot. All right. Orbit. Okay. I swear to God, if that AJ-10 conks out, I will be very unhappy. This is a proper rocket. All right. Well, here we go. Turn start velocity. 90. Let's go 80. 110, 35. Let's try 90. Attitude. Yeah, it's MJ's. All right, let's try that. I think we're going to want to... Oh, I never... I'll have to manually turn the antennas on. That's annoying, because I forgot to action group them. Where's X Science? Because we're going to be transmitting some science. 30, 35. I think that's all going to be fine. Let's... Oh. Yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. That's fine. Make sure we turn that on. Limit AOA, I will leave on because we don't have any fins and we don't have a lot of TVC. Auto deploy antennas is on, so maybe MechJeb will take care of it for me. That'll be nice. Okay. Let's go for it. Let's see if I remember how. Mission. Up we go. The first all-up test of a Beagle has an active payload. Pitch program has begun. Passing through the haze. It's August 2nd, possibly August 4th, 1954. That's not showing it in pretty mode. All right, I'll manually adjust this a little bit as we go. Minute 20 to burnout. I think it's 54. We'll check in Space Center when we get back. Hopefully Q will be nice and low at separation, but we'll see. Arm the RCS. Bring us back in line. Yeah, under 2 kilopascals should be fine for staging. 30 seconds to burn out. 80 kilometers downrange. Okay, 5 seconds to burn out. Ignition. All right, let's pitch level. We're going to, I guess, a fairly high perigee, actually. All right. Fairing SEP. Make sure these are activated. Yep, MechJeb automatically activated them then. And we have plenty of peroxide. Oops, I don't think we want that much. We'll just pitch, we'll just pitch level. Why not? We'll have like a 250 kilometer perigee or something. Alright, and we'll have line of sight of... Oh shoot, I forgot to get stuff on the way up. Well, doesn't actually matter really. This doesn't seem to make any noise anymore. Maybe I just missed it. Yep, about a 250 kilometer perigee. Oh shoot, we had a, what did we have? Performance loss. Well shoot. That's not the best. And it was at 409, which meant we lost some delta V, but I'm not sure how much. All right, whoops. Okay. Well, it's going to be fine because we have plenty of delta V, but we might not have enough delta V to go to space high, which is what I wanted to do. Also, I should have launched to a higher inclination so we get more biomes, but that's okay too. Whoops. Let's go ahead and... What is our alignment? 98.0. Spin up. Throttle up and ullage. Very stable. let's go. All right, no matter what happens, we've achieved orbit. And I'm going to go ahead and cancel the other thing, because we don't need to fly a backup mission. Yeah, we did not have enough Delta V to get to space high. Because of that performance loss issue. No, actually we can fly it again because we'll make it the first polar satellite. Okay. Uncrewed speed record. Where's first artificial satellite? Why haven't we gotten it yet? Minimum perigee of 150 kilometers. Our perigee is 256 kilometers. Why isn't it tripping? That something is very squishy here. Maybe I have to transmit science again. That's weird. All right. Got rid of that. So let's see if we get some science somewhere. Yes, now we did, I think. Nope, that was just altitude. Yes, we had to transmit science once we were in orbit because it let us transmit science first. Oh, shoot. I missed it. Got it now. Tropics. Transmit science. All right, now let's see where else we can get some science. So we're definitely in medium Earth orbit. Our SMA is quite large. No, the issue was that I forgot that I had to transmit science once I was in orbit, and the check mark said I had, but I transmitted science before I was in orbit, so the check mark was confused. Now we're over the tropics again. Earth's savanna. Yay, RemoteTech fixed the transmission thing. It now transmits with time warp. That's awesome. All right, we're still over the tropics, the savannas. some point we'll get. Quick save. Give me some more science. Yeah, we're in quite a high orbit. Very elliptical. Let's look at it on the map. Yeah, that is an elliptical orbit. Let's change this back to 110. Because the polar one, we won't want to go as high. Yeah, the orbital period is quite high. It's not your usual 90-minute orbit. Maybe I should have cut things off when we hit 2,000 kilometers to have a saner orbit. Because we're going to miss the desert biome in Australia, I think. For that reason. Now we'll come whipping around. Mountains. Alright, at least we got mountains. We won't get deserts, but we'll get deserts in the polar shot. So that's fine. Oh, nope, we got deserts. Cool. Alright. So I think we're just missing poles, probably. All right. So Ant 1 is happily in space, and we should have a lot of science. The RD-106, I don't believe it does exist in any mod. That was the single chamber engine for the R7, right? Oh yeah, we have a lot of science. So I know what I'm getting first. This. And then this. And then wait a minute, did I get the wrong? All right, and definitely need this. Okay. All right, I should call it quits, it being late o'clock. But man, it's good to finally reach orbit. And boy, do we have a lot of money too. So yeah, see you later. Thanks for watching.